My name is Diane, and I'm a fourth year at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas School of Medicine, and I'm currently on my neurology rotation, and this is a day in my life. So I'm headed to UMC, which is the hospital in Las Vegas right now. I'm going to my neurology rotation. So right now I'm gonna pre-round on my patients before my residents, and then meet up with them, talk about our patients before grand rounds with Dr. Amar, who is the neurologist, the attending neurologist, and we'll go from there. So we just finished rounds and it's about noon now, and we had a few code whites, which just means stroke activations. And we are going to check up on our patients and see their results and then go from there. So I just got out of my neurology rotation a little early, so I'm going to work on my research publications. One is on COVID-19 and the other one is on osseointegration for orthopedics. And I'm gonna just work on that until I go to the gym later. So the hospitals in Las Vegas have been a little crazy recently with the recent COVID spikes. We are reaching full capacity. Almost half the lists in the internal medicine inpatient setting are COVID positive, and emergency medicine setting, a lot of the patients that we're seeing are COVID positive as well. So everyone is required to wear a hospital-approved mask as soon as they walk in, and they get fever checked before they walk in as well, and have to sanitize. We have been trying to limit med students' exposure to COVID positive patients, which kind of means that the learning setting has been a little bit limited because so many people are COVID positive. And in the emergency medicine setting, at least for me, because I just recently had my sub-I, we were required to wear an N95 mask and goggles at all times. So that, because the exposure was inevitable. So I just finished my strength training workout. I just did a full body workout today, and I did a little bit of cardio, but what I like to do is push-pull legs. So on Mondays, push day, so that would be like chest, and then pull days would be biceps back, and then leg day, Wednesdays, and then I just like to cycle my cardio every other day. I think both is really important because it helps me maintain my stress, and I actually really got into working out like 1 year before medical school, but it has kept me completely sane throughout the whole thing. If anyone wants to stay sane throughout med school, make sure you work out all the time. So I'm working on my application for residency right now. It depends on whatever specialty you're applying to, but for me, I'm applying to emergency medicine. And we have a different process called the SLOW process. However, it's very similar to medical school applications in that you have your personal statement and your work experience, your volunteering experience, and your research. And the only difference is you don't have a secondaries. So it's very similar, and it just depends on your specialty because it
it caters to whatever specialty you're applying to. Like, you still get letters of recommendation, but what's interesting for emergency medicine is it's changed a little bit. Usually you have 2 or 3 slows from all the away rotations that you do at other schools for like a month. But this year, because of COVID, they're only allowing 1 rotation, and it's typically at your home program. And if your home program doesn't have an emergency rotation, then you go to the ones that are approved. So that institution will write you your single slow, and that's why it's very different this year. And interviews will also be virtual this year on Zoom. And so this is just a tough year for med students, especially if you want to know if you fit into a program. You don't really have that opportunity except just researching, going out of your way and contacting as many residents as you can and talking to attendings and looking up things on SDN or on Reddit, really. So yeah, it's a tough year, but I think it'll be okay. We'll just have to continue to work together. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I wanted to see if you had some time later today. All right, so I'm finished working on my app for the day, and I'm at my friend's house right now. We're doing a collaboration for this video idea we have of me skating. It's like a skating passion project for social media. Just me skating through Vegas and like different edited cool clips with cool cameras called the 360 cam and like DSLR. So it'll be awesome. So I'm just fine tuning the last edits for the skating video. So it's 6:30 p.m. now. I just finished my day. I'm going to shower, get ready for dinner, and that was basically a day in my life. Would I choose medicine again? I think the answer is honestly 50-50, yes and no, because I think it's very fulfilling and I do get a lot of pleasure from helping others and directly, like with their vulnerabilities and their health issues. But at the same time, I think you can make a huge impact doing a lot of other things, not directly in medicine, but anything surrounding medicine, like biotechnology or healthcare administration or marketing in healthcare or in medicine. So there's a lot of avenues that I didn't realize you could do to make even a greater impact in terms of numbers, but I think the direct impact is what makes medicine so special. Once you're in it, you don't realize all the sacrifices you have to make, but you're always grateful and it's an honor to be in medicine, but you just also wonder like, oh, I wonder what it would have been like if I chose a completely different path and if I would have been happier and more fulfilled in impacting so many other people in different ways. So why I chose emergency medicine was because I actually originally was really interested in orthopedic surgery, but for the first 3 years of medical school, actually, because I got into the research with Dr. Hillock, a private practice orthopedic surgeon here, and that allowed me to meet a lot of other orthopedic surgeons across the United States from the different research conferences as I've been to. I've been mentored by so many different people across the states, and our residents and faculty have been amazing. But at the end of the day, I felt like I was choosing orthopedic surgery because of the awesome mentorship I received, as opposed to me completely loving the pathophysiology. And don't get me wrong, I think it was really awesome and there was so much novelty in the surgeries, but I think I didn't want to throw away my medicine. I love the variety of emergency medicine, and I felt like the lifestyle of emergency medicine fit what I was wanting to do with in like longevity wise. So I landed on emergency medicine. I did a sub-internship recently, loved every moment of it. And I think resuscitating people that are at the brink of death and being there for people in their most vulnerable moments, and also using a little bit of each specialty throughout your entire career is something that is very unique to emergency medicine and that I really like. What advice would I give to pre-meds? So when you're thinking about a career in medicine, I would be very honest with your decisions. So for example, for me, I chose a career in medicine kind of in a naive way, I would say, when I reflect back on how I decided on medicine. I just wanted to help people, and I knew I loved science and human anatomy. So I was like, duh, doctor. But you have to realize there's so many different avenues for you to make an impact in healthcare and medicine. You can do marketing, you can be a social media presence, you can do venture capitalism, you can do biotechnology, you can do VC startup. You know, there's so many different things you can do. And I just wish I knew that those avenues existed and had mentors in those other areas before I went to college or during college, instead of just having a tunneled vision in medicine. So I would just really suggest, like, once you're in medicine, you will understand that there's so many sacrifices. It's not as easy as everyone makes it seem like on social media, like, oh, like, I'm a doctor, this is great, I'm so happy I made this decision, this is the best career ever. It is in a lot of ways, but it isn't in another facet, because you make so many sacrifices. You have to be loyal to this career path for the next 10 to 15 years, and you can't really veer off that trail. There's little wiggle room for you to do anything else except perfect that craft.